Hi Taurus, welcome to your March astrology. And Taurus, this is one of those months where you can make a lot of good things happen. And all you have to do is tune in, focus, be willing to put one foot in front of the other, and catch the opportunities, be conscious of the opportunities as they are presented, and then the willingness to step forward and say, hey, I'm ready. You know, really that big message to the universe is, here I am. I am ready for mine. I am ready to say, I deserve, I want, and I'm willing. So the month begins with a strong vibration of all this Piscean energy, and Mercury is in Pisces. It moves into Pisces on the 5th, and Mercury remembers that our thinking planet, our idea planet. And so different ideas are going to come up that are very like in a metaphors, and different ideas can come your way they actually could come through friends. And listen for that. You might even want to listen for that. That there can be, you have a conversation with a friend, you got something that you've been wondering about or thinking about, and maybe even been doing a little meditation at night, is send me a message. You know, I need a solution, or what to do next, or how do I solve this situation, or I want this, how do I make it happen? Do a little meditation for that. And then listen, because in a conversation with a friend, they could say something. It might not be that big of a deal to them, but you catch it and you hear it and you go, I got to check into that. There's something about that. I think that might be the message from the universe that's coming through others to me. So a lot about messages coming through others. Now, we have a very powerful solar eclipse. It's on the 8th, and then we have the lunar eclipse that's on the 23rd. So the solar eclipse in Pisces is connected with all of these powerful intersections of planets. But the message is to let go of suffering. No more suffering. You know, suffering has this, how long do you want to hold on to something and suffer? Let it go. It's learn from it. It's not about putting your head in the sand and pretending something didn't exist, or feeling as if something was okay that happened that really wasn't okay. But it is about not living in the past and letting the suffering go and being able to move towards the future, especially the path that you want to walk in terms of enjoying life. You know, it's like this is your year to grab and enjoy life, and to realize that sure, there might be a lot that you want to do that you don't have the resources yet. Oh, I want to do this, but I don't have enough money. Yet the message here is like there's going to be things that present themselves that you can do on a budget, that are a lot of fun and bring a lot of opening in terms of enjoyment and love and relationships. Very, very romance. Now, as we are clipping through this month, one of the things to pay attention to, of course, is always your ruling planet, Venus. So Venus is going to go from Aquarius, which has been shining her light in a sector of your chart that says, hey, you know, am I doing what I love to do? Am I doing the work that I want to do? How can I enjoy my work? I either need to change what I'm doing or find a way to enjoy it. So then she shifts into Pisces by the middle of March 12th, right after the solar eclipse. And going into Pisces and moving towards, Neptune is in Pisces for a long time now, moving towards Neptune, there's like, what's the ideal for friendships for me? What's the ideal? What's the dream that I have? What would be my dream dream friendships. Is my lover my best friend? Is my best friend? Where does everybody fit into my life, and how can I have all of the components, right? All of the different values that I put on different relationships. How can I make them ideal? And sometimes it can mean that somebody doesn't live up to your ideal. It's like, oh well, I wish that they were this way, but they aren't. So that can be part of the shifts. But here's the other clue. That Venus is your ruling planet, and she's moving into Pisces. She's in what's called her exaltation. She's in a strong position, exaltation in Pisces. And that means that she can get things done, be more beneficial, and moving through your house of friendships, that the second half of the month can be beneficial for you to connect with somebody, or a friend can be of benefit to you. The sun shifts into Aries on the 20th of March. So we got the sun shifting, here we are at the equinox. Powerful day, powerful energies that are happening, and only 3 days later, on the 23rd, we have that big lunar eclipse. Now this lunar eclipse for you, this lunar eclipse is highlighting a place between the work that needs to be done, that you don't necessarily want to do, but needs to be done, and the acknowledgement of where you can be your own worst enemy. So, and everybody, maybe you're enlightened, but most people on the planet have a part of themselves where it's like, oh, I know I could do a little bit better here, or why did I do this again? I told myself I wanted to do that, and I let the day go by, and I didn't do something I promised or I wanted to. Where am I? Where am I tripping myself up here? Where am I not doing things that are in my best interest? And so it will illuminate that, which can be really super helpful. The same time we have this illumination energy, there's this beautiful trine that's happening, and with the earth signs connected to you, especially if you were born like May 6th, May 7th, May 8th. There's Jupiter in the earth sign Virgo, Pluto in the earth sign Capricorn. This beautiful trine energy. So it's about getting in the flow of things. Where can you get in the flow of life? Part of that may be is, how do I put routines of life together so they just flow? So I'm not like, oh, I haven't done it again. I wanted to do this, maybe tomorrow. Being able to get into the flow is very powerful. And also, if you were born around those days, the 6th, 7th, or 8th, there's this opportunity energy that's very powerful. And I'm not saying it's not powerful for the rest of Taurus. It's just stronger. It's vibrating stronger at those degrees. There's opportunity available. All you have to do is to be able to be aware of, oh my gosh, there's an opportunity there. And to be able to step into, say, yes, I'm ready for this. Being able to walk into that and say, yeah, this is my opportunity. Let me move forward here. So I wish you a beautiful month of March, and thank you for listening. There's one thing there's one thing else that I wanted to mention, and that is Mars this month is going to be shifting from Scorpio, which has been opposite your sign, remember, into Sagittarius. And so there's this shift into Sagittarius at March 6th, where it's going to go retrograde. It's going to go back into Scorpio opposite your sign, but, right? And for most of March, it's going to be out. But for those of you who were born the last 5 days of the Taurus month. You know, if your degree of your sun is 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, the first few days are really like more likely if you were born if your degree, the last few days of Taurus, you might be more irritated the first few days of March. It's like, I want to get going, I want to get going. And then on the 6th of March, there's a shift of Mars into that fire energy. But going into that fire energy of Sagittarius, it is, and which where it will go retrograde, it will be asking you to look and see if the relationships that you have in life that where they're joint relationships, like you're sharing something together, whether in a business relationship or romantic relationship or even family, you know, if you have kids, you do this, I'll give you allowance, that there can be a time of revisiting whether or not those relationships is equal of the give and take. Again, thank you very much for tuning in and have a beautiful March.